Hello, Mr. Fritz. Oh, you got fluff on your face. So today's video is going to be about autism and stimming, which is a great topic for me because I can totally pronounce words with the letter S in them. What is stimming? You probably don't know if you don't know anything about autism. Stimming is essentially self-stimulatory behaviour. They are behaviours that autistic people do to calm themselves down, to feel centred, if they're excited, if they're nervous. They are regulatory behaviours. They help us feel more at one with ourselves. A more stereotypical view of autism. Autistic people with high support, for instance, can't really control it and they will constantly stim. Often it's rocking, vocal tics. These people are seen as odd or strange or outcasts when really that's just them expressing themselves and having an extreme emotion to something. For people who are lower support, I think that's the current terminology, sorry if I am wrong, such as myself, we can hold in our stims, but this is often very detrimental to our mental health. Like, we have to hide them because it might confuse people or worry them. I am all about de-stigmatising stimming. I don't really like the word, to be honest. I don't know if there's another word we can have. It just doesn't sound nice to me. I really am up for having stimming be re-exerted as something natural that an autistic person does, something beneficial to an autistic person. I am all about stimming acceptance and making people feel more comfortable to express themselves in general. So the categories in today's video, because as you can probably tell by now, I quite like myself an organised video because otherwise the ADHD is off the scale and I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm filming. I'm gonna say what stims do, I'm gonna say my stims, I'm gonna talk about stim toys because there are quite a few out there and they're kind of awesome. And then I'm going to talk about any miscellaneous resources in the description. So let's get started. So what do stims do? For me personally, they relax me. They help me concentrate. They keep me on my toes. I put lol in brackets because that's one of the most common stims, is toe walking or walking on tiptoes. They make me feel in control again. I actually get my stims most of the time when I'm planning something or when I'm really excited or if I'm looking forward to something. Some people only really stim to calm themselves down, but I almost like do it to wake me up or make me feel like more excited about something that's going to happen soon. They also can help me with my imagination and inspiration. So basically one of my main triggers for stims is when I'm listening to some music or something. Pacing can also count as a stim. I have a boundless imagination and I like to listen to music, and music, particularly music without words, like the soundtracks to films and OSTs and things like that. That really helps me and my imagination, and I get really like stim heavy when I'm listening to that stuff. When I'm out and about in public, or if you meet me in person, I will not stim, and you probably don't even think I do it. Or if I do it, it'll be like the really mild stims, and this is purely from the bias and prejudice that I feel like I would get if I openly stim. You don't want to ever feel like oppressed by things, and I do, basically all the time, by society. They would feel weird if I did some stimming right now, so I just don't do it, and it's a massive shame because it does definitely help me and my mental health tremendously when I am able to do it. As such, I basically only stim when I'm on my own or in my house. It's just kind of sad, you know? I definitely see some of the stims kind of slipping through nowadays, and I don't know if that's just because I'm like out of the adolescent judging area of life, which is not the best phase. I'm sure everyone can agree on that. It's just part of me, it's part of my natural self-expression. I definitely want to encourage people out there who have stims to do it because it's how you recenter yourself, and what could be better than that at the moment in pandemic land, which is the world. Although I will say as an aside that some stims are quite dangerous to the person, such as like banging their head on a wall or self-harming, and obviously in those cases people should help those individuals cause the least harm to themselves because we don't want that. So now I'm going to go into my stims. So the first one, the main one I could think of, and I always do this either when I'm alone or when I'm very excited, is I fist clench. And I also do a fist clench where I kind of push it into my face. I kind of push my fist into my face and I kind of rock. That's as close as I can get, but that's like the main one. And in some like really old home videos when I'm like wasn't where I was on camera or whatever, usually when I was playing The Sims, because I get really excited, I'm like, ooh, Sims. Yeah, you can see me in the background being like, meh. I walk on my toes like all the time. I find it really like fun and also just like makes me happy. I grin, like I like grin to myself. I'm like really excited. I'm like, eh, that kind of thing. Hair twiddling, oh my god. I have to twiddle my hair when I'm reading or even editing, and I'm just like, I have to, if my hair's up like this, I have to grab a strand out and just so it can hang down and twirl it. Chewing, oh my god, so I'm really bad. This is one of my resolutions for this year, but basically I'm really bad with chewing my nails. And it's not even the nails that I chew, they used to be. I've kind of migrated to the skin, which is disgusting, I know, but I just can't help it. It's like particularly this side of my thumb, I'm just like, I definitely think I'm gonna invest in something I'll mention in a moment, which is like chewy jewellery, because I have a chew stim massively, like I'm always wanting to like, touching every finger to every finger. Sometimes I do that when I'm in bed, I'm just like, oh, it's so satisfying. It's almost like ASMR, isn't it? Oh my god, this is a massive one. So whenever I'm like reading, this is just my notes, whatever. Whenever I'm reading, I'll get the corner of the page and just be like, and oh my god, it's so nice, it's so soothing, and it really like helps me read. And all my books have like slightly bent edges because that's what I like to do. Getting hair out of my face, I really can't stand my hair down. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but when it is down and it's like quite long, I hate when it's in my face. Oh my god, it's so annoying. So I have to constantly like move it out my face or tie it up. Fiddling with a pen. I actually am not doing this today, which surprises me, but usually when I'm in a video, if you hear any kind of clicking or fidgeting with my hands, it's usually my pen that I have to like click the pen or like roll it in my hand. Yeah, it just feels really nice and it helps me concentrate. I'm actually in quite a concentraty mood today, so I don't really need one, but usually I'm like, I've already mentioned pacing, I do that quite a lot, usually on tiptoes. And oh my god, this is so funny, and I was about to say embarrassing, but it's not embarrassing because the whole point of this video is for autism acceptance and STIM acceptance. But I talk to myself a lot. Like, I'm not even like joking, I have full-on conversations with like fake people. I think a lot of people are guilty of this as well, but sometimes I'll like rehearse a YouTube video and I just kind of talk to myself. I'll like walk around the house just talking about the video I'm about to film. But certain phrases get stuck in my head. What was that phrase? I kept saying it over and over again the other day. I remembered what the phrase is. Excuse my morning face. It is, so today's video, I'm gonna be talking about. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about like constant, like a loop. Just say it over and over and over again. I don't know what that means. This is the STIM toys section, which is quite exciting. I'll link to Yo Samdy Sam's video in the description. She's another autistic YouTuber. She's like amazing. I love her videos. She did a video for presents for people that are autistic, and lots of the presents are literally like STIM heaven, and I really want like most of them. I actually did buy one of the ones she mentioned, and I've got it here. I'm not very good at it. Basically, it's a fidget cube. It's meant to be an infinity cube, so you can like constantly move it around and stuff. And it is quite satisfying when you figure out how to do it, but I am like really, really bad at it. And it's not satisfying to me because I can't do it, but my boyfriend loves it. He's just like, you can get diffusers that change colour. I did actually used to have one there and I'm trying to remember where I put it, but it used to change colour and it has like a nice scent in it and it was really relaxing. Chewy necklaces, I did mention this earlier, but there's a company called Chewy Gem, but they basically have non-toxic plastic jewellery that, I think it's like mostly necklaces, but you can also get like rings, I think, I'm not sure. I'll link them below anyway. I'm not sponsored, but they do amazing stuff where you can like just chew it and you're not ended up chewing your nails and stuff. I really keep wanting to buy it and then I forget to buy something, so whoops. That's for people with a chewing stim, obviously, or a biting stim. Spinny rings, you can get like rings that just spin and that's like very soothing. A bit like fidget spinners, they were kind of quite autism friendly. But it's like a ring that you can wear instead. Those water moving things I've written. I really don't know how to describe it, but you know when I used to go to the doctor's surgery, like GP, as a kid, I'd be fascinated by these like, to be honest I still am, they're like this big, they're like a cube, and there was gel in them, and the gel would be different colours, and it would kind of like bloop, bloop. Those things, I really want to buy one because they are so relaxing to watch. It's like a visual stim, I'm like, oh my god, I love them. Anything like multicoloured or like dim lights but lots of colours is like really satisfying to me. I also like soft blankets, anything soft. So they can help stims come out and they can also help you kind of decompress. So they're kind of like stimming friendly alternatives. So here's the stimming acceptance section. I'm trying to let my own stims fly free because honestly they just make me feel happier, and I don't know why anyone would judge anyone for trying to be happier. I really think we should move towards a more accepting culture for self-expression in general. If someone was to rock or something in a train carriage, I'm sure like half the train carriage, maybe more, would be like, what the hell? They're so weird, what's going on? why? Just let them live their life, like they're not harming anyone. Do you know what I mean? This video has been fun. I like spreading positive vibes and words about something that is extremely important to me and to the autism community in general. Any resources I will link in the description, including websites, articles. A last resource I will mention is this Instagram post. I'll link it below. It's so good. It lists like all of these kind of unconventional, milder stims, and I think it's really helpful for like de-stigmatising the genre and showing how variable these different stims can be. You see, the more I say stim now, the more I think, hey, I don't really mind the word anymore. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to like and subscribe, people, because that helps me and it helps these videos get out to more people, because then they get recommended in the YouTube algorithm more. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you on the flip side. I was about to dab, but I won't dab because I don't even know if I'm doing it right.